So 2 weeks ago, I took my very first trip over the seas to Europe. I spent a week in France. 2 of those days were in Paris, and the other 5 days were in the countryside and the far south of France in the middle of nowhere. I went for a wedding and I wound up being the wedding photographer, but also I wanted to take my camera just for tourism purposes, for travel purposes, to do some street photography while I was in Paris, and even some street photography around the small little village that I was in the south of France as well. So when I was preparing for this trip, I knew I wanted to take my professional camera, the one I'm recording on right now, my Panasonic S1H, to take professional photos at the wedding, but I also wanted to take a secondary camera that would be more catered towards portability and street photography. So at first I was going to bring my Panasonic Lumix LX100 Mark II. However, I didn't have a charger that was compatible with European chargers for that specific camera, for that battery. So instead, I decided I would take just the one digital camera, which is the one I'm recording on now, and I would also take a film camera. I wanted to have a more portable travel backpack, travel camera bag that I could bring with me. So up until that trip, until I got my new camera bag, this is the only other camera bag that I really had. I have a very small camera bag that can basically just fit one camera, and that wasn't going to be enough. And this is the only other one I have besides that. This is my low pro backpack. This is the Fastpack 250 is what this one is. Awesome camera backpack, but when traveling overseas on multiple really long flights, and to want to be able to bring a little carry-on bag with me on those flights, and also have a smaller, lighter weight, more portable backpack for when I'm walking around on the streets. That bag, just a little too big, a little too overkill, a little too heavy. Not really what I wanted for this trip. So I wanted to invest in a bag that would be better for the situation, and something that hopefully I'll get a lot of use out of now that I'm hopefully going to be doing more kind of trips like this in the future to different cities, and hopefully continuing to go back to Europe more often. So I went to Sammy's Camera down in West Hollywood and took a look at their very vast camera bag selection, and I found this. This is a Think Tank brand bag, and it was just absolutely perfect for exactly what I was looking for. So this video is not sponsored by Think Tank. It's not sponsored at all. So these are just my honest opinions. I spent, full price on this bag, and I just really love it, and I think it works great, and so I wanted to share it with you. It's a sling bag, so it just has one strap. It's not like a backpack. So it can go hanging on your back, or you could spin it around and have it hang from the front. What's really nice about this, you kind of can't see, I'll kind of sit up here. What's really nice about this is it can hang in front of you. I can cinch down the strap so it's higher up on my chest if I wanted it to be. But now the pockets to access the bag are on top, so I can spin it around like this, and now it's like this little tray that I can access the camera from, access my lenses from. On top of that, if I'm walking around with my passport in my pocket or my wallet in my pocket, that's really easy for something like that to get pickpocketed. So another cool thing about this bag that is absolutely perfect for especially traveling to Europe and anywhere where there's lots of pickpockets, or if you're just concerned about the value of your gear and you want to make sure it doesn't get stolen. There's a couple of really cool security features in this bag. So on the other side, on this side, not this side, there's a hidden back zipper along the back. So it's perfect for storing passports, wallet, phone, that type of stuff, and it's against you. And if you have the bag hanging like this, which is actually the exact orientation I had it hanging from while I was walking around in Europe, that pocket is, let me adjust this strap so it's actually representative of how I had it. There we go. So that pocket is like in front of you, at your chest, and in the back side of the backpack. So it's basically impossible for anybody to access without you knowing. And yeah, so it's the most secure way to keep all that stuff instead of keeping stuff in my pockets. So I was really happy to have that little feature on this bag. And then the other really big security feature that I was really excited about, that I didn't even know this was a thing, I'm sure many backpacks do it, is they have these little loops on the main zipper pockets, the main zippers, these little loops that you tuck the little zipper handle into. That's like an anti-theft loop. So then if you grab that handle and you pull it, it won't unzip. So that's really nice for at least that main pocket where my camera and my lenses are. That can be securely kind of protected from sneaky pickpocketers. And then the only other pockets that are a little bit less secure are these little side pockets, which just hold tiny things. So I had nothing of value in those pockets. And then, of course, this main front pocket, which you can see I have a little portable travel tripod in here right now. In there while I was on my France trip, I just had my charger cables in there and my battery. So that's the number one reason I was really excited about this bag, was the security features that it had. The other two really big reasons I love this bag are the form factor and the portability aspect of it is just the perfect form factor for what I was looking for the use case that I was describing. And then also the versatility. So I was already talking about some of the features that make it versatile, but I also wanted to walk you through just how versatile this bag is. Sure, you can get like a similar sized bag, which just has one main pocket, maybe a front pouch, and that's it. But this has so many more little details that really make it worth, I think, the value and the cost of this bag. I think I paid about $130, $140. So first off, the most glaring one is the tripod on the front of this. For such a small bag, to be able to carry a travel tripod with you is really cool. And when I bought it, I actually wasn't even really aware that this would be a large enough pocket to hold my portable little travel tripod, but it's actually literally designed for it. So basically what it is it's a little buckle, if I can undo it, and they recommend you wrap it around the tripod leg, the front tripod leg. So you wrap it around and then you buckle it on the other side, and you put the tripod in essentially upside down, so that way if the bag is upside down, then when the tripod comes out, I can't even really pull it out all the way because it gets snagged on stuff. But as you can see, there we go. I'll get it out all the way. This is wrapped around that, so there's literally no physical way for it to come out this way. It would have to come all the way out of the pocket and then all the way back down again. Even if it came all the way back down again, this is wrapped around tighter than it just gets snagged on stuff. So it's a really, really secure way to hold the tripod in there. And let me unbuckle it now to actually get the tripod out. So basically it's a strap, and the cool thing is the strap is removable, which you don't see in a lot of backpacks. Usually when there are straps, the straps are just stitched on. You can't take them off. There are these little clips where you can actually remove it from little loops that are on here on the bag. So if you don't want to put a tripod on, or if you just don't want this strap hanging around, you can just unclip it. However, the nice thing for this strap specifically is I can just clip it back and then just tuck it inside this pocket here. So it's out of the way and out of mind. And when I do need it for my tripod, it's just right there. So now to the main pocket really quick. One cool thing about the main pocket is you can access it from either side. So let me take it off this strap. You can access it from this orientation or from this orientation. So this side, you can access the main pocket, or this side. which is really cool. So you could just leave one side zipped all the time and just pretend like that zipper isn't even there, and just always access it from one side, which is what I usually do. And usually that's this side. And then that gives you access to the main compartment, I guess you'd call it. The main compartment is pretty large. It's basically large enough to hold 2 full-size cameras, like full-size DSLRs, or 1 camera with a lens and additional accessories, depending on how large your lenses are. If it's a big zoom lens, you might just be able to fit 1 lens and that's it. Just your camera with the lens on the camera, and then 1 extra lens. If your lens is small, it could be an extra lens and additional accessories you can fit in here. I'll run some little B-roll clips I have of some different gear that you can pack in here and fit in different ways. You could fit a camera with a flash, and right now what I have in here is my film cameras. So I have my Canon AE-1 in kind of the main pocket that I've made. I have my smaller little Rolly 35 portable film camera in here, an extra lens in here, and some extra film in the bottom. So another little thing is it comes with a bunch of extra little foam dividers, little Velcro dividers, so you can change the way that the main compartment is organized, where all the dividers go. And it comes with like 5 of them, I think, which is really nice. For such a small bag to have 5 different dividers, you can really separate it out into a bunch of mini little pockets. The final pockets that this bag has, again, on each side, are these much smaller pockets just for little things, just on each side. And they even have, again, really good attention to detail. They each have little Velcro pockets for holding memory cards, if you want to hold your extra memory cards. And you have a little actual Velcro flap that keeps it secure in there. It's a lot safer. So there's one of those on each side, so you can hold, you could fit a couple of memory cards in there, but on each side you can store tons of memory cards. And then they even have this nice little Velcro strap thing that you can loop for. What I've found a good use for is like a keychain. So if you have keys to something, so for instance, I had a bike lock that I was carrying around with this. If you're riding your bike around, you can attach your little bike lock keychain to that little loop, which is kind of nice. So just lots of little features. It's like they didn't need to add all that, but that's, this bag isn't cheap, but at least you're getting a lot for the value of it. So it also has a waistband strap, which is really nice. Now, most bags come with waistband straps, but what's nice about this, again, it's just the attention to detail, really well engineered and thought out, is this can be removable. So it's just nice to be able to remove all the straps that you don't use, and to have different setups and different orientations for different scenarios. So maybe you're going on one trip and you want to bring this. Maybe you're going on another trip and you don't want to bring it. So when I went to France, I didn't bring this. Yet another feature that it comes with is a rain bag. So there's a little pocket on the bottom that you can have a rain bag in there. And again, it's removable, which is so great. Most rain bags, they're stitched in and you can't remove them. This actually just has a little loop here, as you can see, and then a little Velcro strap that goes around that loop. So you can actually just pull the rain bag out. And why would you want to not have it on there? Well, if you know it's not going to rain, if you live in a arid climate like Los Angeles, which is where I live, and it only rains a couple months out of the year every year. It's a small little feature, small little attention to detail, but really appreciated and really nice to have it when you need it, but to just be able to take it out when you don't need it, when you don't want it. More attention to detail stuff. Look at how cool this normal sling strap is, right? But then the way it attaches on the bottom is it attaches to this little rail that's Velcroed on each side, so you can change which side you're actually slinging from, depending on which shoulder you want it to be hanging from. When you're using a piece of gear, like a bag or a camera or whatever it is, when you use it every day, or when you're planning on using it for years to come, you want it to be durable, you want it to hold up, you want it to be really easy to use, really versatile, and this bag is definitely all of those things. And it was absolutely perfect for the trip to France that I took it on. So I really wanted to share it with you. It's fun when you get new pieces of gear that you're actually really excited about. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it gave you some inspiration on a system that you can adopt for your next trip or travels as a photographer. And I hope at the very least it gave you some inspiration or some entertainment. It's always fun to see what other people put in their bags and what bags other people use and what systems other people use and what works for them, even if you don't use any of these tips yourself. It's just fun to watch. Usually I have a lot of fun watching these kinds of videos. So again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.